So, tell me, what's Taash like? I mean, when you're together.
Together? Like, together? Together? Are you asking me what Taash is like in private?
I think so. Isn't that what we're supposed to do when one of us is in a relationship?
Supposed to. Says who?
Well, that's what people do in the serials. The really steamy ones, at least.
Can you imagine if everyone acted like they were in a serial?
Did you get it?
Get what?
The gift basket, as an apology for prying, about you and Taash.
What exactly was in the basket?
Oh, things. I can't remember now that you ask.
Bellara.
Well, oils, mostly. And chocolate.
I would have remembered an oil and chocolate basket.
Harding, I'm sorry for prying. I'm just happy, for you and Taash.
Thanks. And don't worry about it. You weren't prying.
Oh, good. In that case, I have another basket for you.
Oh, that's so sweet, but I'm still not sure I got the last one. Romance looks good on you.
Oh no, I thought I washed up.
Bellara.
I was so careful. Did I miss a spot?
Bellara, no. I was just trying to be nice.
Oh no. You've met Strife in Ireland before, right?
Varric and I did. We passed through Arlothan Forest while we were searching for Solace. Strife and Ireland helped us navigate the Fade.
Oh, I heard about that. Spatial anomalies and time loops. I wish I could have seen it.
Varric hated it so much, being outdoors and all. And when the outdoors is upside down and lost in time and you're harassed by spirits wearing your face, well...
Oh, that would be a nightmare for anyone, I think. Lace, you grew up among humans, right? Do you believe in the Maker?
Come to think of it, I don't know anymore. But I don't think an indifferent god is better than an evil one.
Lace, I was just thinking about this old elven lullaby. It goes, Irsa telnal, mithalas matheneras.
Did you say Isatuno?
I didn't, but it sounded like that, didn't it? I knew you'd catch that.
That's Elven. What does it mean?
We don't really know. It's an old lullaby with old words. Irsa telnal might mean I'm empty, full of nothing, if I had to guess. I don't know why I brought it up, it just came to me.
Bellara, what if Irsa Telnal was never Elven, but a mispronunciation of Isatunal? Maybe they knew it had something to do with the Titans and tried to write it down.
And got it wrong. Then over time, the sounds shifted. That's brilliant. The lullaby's full of words that don't make sense in Elven. If this is why... I have to go look at it again. I found another line in the lullaby that I think started as Dwarven and then became Bad Elven.
Oh, go on.
Irsana Emma. In Elven, it could mean I'm filled with nothing. But what if it's actually Isana?
The Dwarven word for lyrium?
Isn't lyrium Titan blood? The next line's about the elven gods. Your lyrium brings pride to the gods. They did use lyrium, we know that much.
Wow.
Is this difficult for you? I don't have to keep going.
No, keep going. I'm invested now.
Irsa telnal, mithalas matheneras. We thought it meant Mythal gives you dreams. It wasn't that. It was Mythal took your dreams all along. Isatunal. Mythal took your dreams. Your lyrium brings pride to our gods. Little dwarves, never yours the sun. Forever, forever. That's it. That was it the whole time. They knew.
And then they forgot.
We won't let them forget. Not this time. What's it like, being able to feel the other dwarves?
If I concentrate, I can sense them, even where they are sometimes. It's almost like being able to scratch your nose without looking in the mirror.
That must be distracting.
Is your nose normally distracting?
Not really. Not unless there's a lot of pollen.
There you go. Could you ever support Solus? He does want to restore the elves, after all.
And kill a bunch of people to do it. Plus, those are his elves, not elves like me. I mean, would you be happy with the Titans coming back if it meant everyone you know would die?
No, absolutely not.
Right. The world might be a little broken, but you can't just erase it to start over. Not when erasing it means destroying people. Lace, I'm sorry for what the elves did to the Titans.
But you're not your ancestors, any more than I'm really a Titan. Maybe things would have been better if they hadn't fought. But we don't know that. I'm here now, and you're here now. And the best thing we can do is learn from the past.
I suppose so. But the elven gods were still dirtbags.
Not arguing with that. Do a lot of elven ruins float like that? I've never seen anything like it. And I've been all around Thedas, several times.
Not until recently, Solus changed something with this ritual. I know an elf who camped in some ruins, woke up and found that they'd ended up in the clouds.
How'd they get down?
Oh, they haven't. Too far up. But we send them food and water.
Ah, thank you for that new nightmare. I'm sorry, Bellara.
It's okay. Sorry about what exactly?
Your brother. Him coming back but working with the bad guys. I'd say something like, I know how it feels, but I don't.
Oh, thank you.
I'm here to listen, if you want to talk. Okay?
Okay.
Tell me about your story. The one you're in the middle of writing.
Oh, it's nothing special.
Still, I want to hear about it. Spare no details. Tell me everything.
Thanks, Lace.
For what?
For trying to make me feel better.
How are you holding up after all that's happened with your brother?
I'm okay. Which is better than I thought I'd be. Syrian died doing the right thing. It's sad, and I'll miss him.
I get it. He was family.
Right. But this time, I got to say goodbye.
When Elgernon talks in my head, what exactly is he doing?
It's more than talking. It's a compulsion, meant to influence your behavior.
Fun. So he can control people just by talking at them?
Only the weak-minded, which none of us are, luckily.
Oh yeah, real lucky. You know, I briefly managed to link myself, Stalgard, and Dura together the last time I met them. I don't even know how I did it, or what it means.
You get to figure that out, maybe? When Solus made the veil, it changed my people. And when we learned what the Evanuris were, it changed how we saw ourselves. We can wish that it didn't happen, but it did. And we have to decide what that means and where we go. That could be freeing, in a way? I don't know where I'm going with this. Sorry.
I think I understand. That helps, Bellara. I was not expecting to see Morrigan with the Veil Jumpers.
She shows up now and again, sometimes with news or a warning.
That sounds like Morrigan.
Some of the others swear she watches out for us in the form of a raven. And she once swooped down to save a couple of Veil Jumpers from a rampaging demon. As a spider, a really large one, wagon-sized.
Well, I'd rather have the wagon-sized spider on my side, I suppose.
You met Morgan when she was an advisor to the Orlesian Empress, didn't you? I've read stories about how tricky it is to navigate the royal court in Orlais, socially. And Morgan's so comfortable in the forests, it's hard to imagine her at court.
She didn't present herself as a wagon-sized spider, so that probably helped her fit in. You know, even as a spider, she wouldn't have been the most venomous person there.
You know, I always thought it was impossible for land corrupted by blight to nurture life. But there are flowers in Hosberg again.
Ah, that's why you're smiling.
It just gives me hope for life and everything. That even when it all falls apart, it doesn't have to be the end. We don't have to give up. Nature doesn't give up.
My ma likes to say that there's always a path forward, even if you have to dig for it.
Oh, I like that. I'll try to remember. Your mom's smart. Why does everyone call you Harding and not Lace? Is that a Ferelden thing?
Oh, that's just a me thing. Charter called me Scout Harding, and it just stuck.
Huh. But I can call you Lace, right? It's such a pretty name and unusual. Pretty unusual. Ooh, or unusually pretty. One of the two. Or both.
Yeah, you can call me Lace.
Oh, good. I just wanted to check, in case you hated it. Did I hear you right? You've been to Halam Sharal? The Winter Palace?
Only for one night, and I saw mostly the gardens and the stables.
Oh, that must have been grand.
Gardens, yes. Stables? Fancy stables don't smell better. Now, where were we? Oh, right.
There are a few Dalish clans in Ferelden, aren't there? New Venice, I think. Oh, and maybe Sabre?
Oh, yeah. The Sabre clan would show up occasionally to trade in my village. My ma would take me to see the Hala.
Hala are great. They can find their own way in everything. So, if you need someone, just give them a holla!
Oh.
Like holler, you know? Holla.
Bellara, please. The Veil Jumpers would have been really useful around the time the Inquisition got started.
Because of the breach, right? We weren't a thing then, though.
But why Veil Jumper?
I mean, because that's what we do. We jump the veil. We could have come up with the name in Elven, 14 syllables, 12 apostrophes. Who has time for that, though? There are veil anomalies to deal with. Did I ever tell you about the leg tree? I mean, it had legs. Not roots, but branches that kind of looked like legs. Big ones, knees and feet and all.
What?
Well, sometimes the veil's extra thin, then real things start to behave like things in the Fade. We used to avoid the tree, then Strife started putting socks on the feet.
I would have used gloves.
The point is to make it less creepy. What does Isatuno mean, actually?
It's a word that describes a feeling, or a concept, like bliss, or hope, or love. How do you explain love?
I'm sure I could, given time, a lot of time, and maybe a diagram.
Isatunal just describes the feeling of the Titans being united, together, yet distinct.
So what was he like? Before all of this, I mean.
What was who like?
Oh, sorry. Solus. You were in the Inquisition together.
Our paths didn't cross much. I was a scout and he was, well, Solus. Very much the same Solus. Nice enough. Never would have guessed what he was planning.
So if you'd known who Solus was, that he was actually Fenarel, what would you have done?
That's a tricky question.
All of this is because of him. At least most of it. So, would you have stopped him? I mean, however you had to?
Honestly? I was thinking about Solus, and about trying to stop him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to dwell on it.
No, it was a good question, and I think I wouldn't have stopped him, even if I knew. He's the bad guy now, but back then, he was helping save the world. You can't kill someone for something they might do, right?
People change. Sometimes for the worse, and sometimes they change for the better.
Yeah, you get it. Oh, Bellara! Next time you need help moving furniture around your room, let me know.
Oh, I wasn't moving anything around. Not since I moved in, at least.
But there was clanging and some grunting. I was gonna come check, but then the noises stopped.
Oh, right. I was exercising. Trying to, at least. Everything in my room is so cumbersome, though. Or much too light.
Want some stones? They'll be awkward, but we could make sure they're just the right weight.
Thank you. That'd be very helpful.
How's the exercise going?
Well, okay, but I'm still struggling with the bigger rocks, no matter what I try.
Raw strength's important, but so is technique. Want me to show ya?
Really? I appreciate it, and I'll owe you big time.
No, I owe you. You and Lucanus taking over the cooking have made the meals better. And safer, probably.
Oh, Harding, did you see? I was able to lift the bigger rocks today.
Did my tips help?
They did, and so did what Taash said.
What did they say?
Get really angry at the rocks and yell at them while you're lifting.
Yep, that's our Taash.